Welcome to everyone to this second webinar of Sisgeo. So this second webinar is a bit special already because we are focusing only on one product. It's a brand new product. Let me say that it's a game changer. And in short, we will have a quite short presentation, 30 minutes, because we are focusing on this product. And because it's short, I think we won't have much time, or not even the time, to reply in direct live to your questions. So maybe I ask you to ask whatever you want inside these small option questions, and then we will be pleased to reply to you, to every one of you, in written form. So the speaker today is my customer care manager, after sales manager, Giovanni Canoni. He's a quite experienced person, very clear, very precise, and I'm very glad to introduce this webinar held by him. Enjoy.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Julian. Thank you to reaching us to this MD Profile presentation. So, as Julian said, today we present the MD Profile, but more strictly, what's new in the new revision of MD Profile. So, I'm speaking of, in general, what is MD Profile, but more in depth about the new features of MD Profile 360. So what is MD Profile system? MD Profile system is a type of IPI, in-place-inclinometers, without wheels. MD Profile has a very lightweight carbon fiber body and a rugged electromechanical connector. So only one connector that connects mechanically and electrically the probes one to the others. As I said before, here we have a sketch of what means IPI with wheels and IPI without wheels. The common IPIs have two wheels that run in the inclinometer casing, in the keyways of the inclinometer casing. Our product, the MD Profile 360 that we talked today, don't have two wheels, but has 4 pressure contacts. From this point, I will call them 4 pressors for shortening. What does MD Profile do? This is very, very, very important. MD Profile system was designed to monitor the deformation profile, so the profile, the shape of the tube in soil and structure with extreme accuracy. So the goal, the target of MD Profile system is to monitor the shape of the tube where the string of MD Profile are installed. MD Profile 360 can be installed in both common inclinometer casing, but also in tube without any keyways. The most important thing is that the tube internally is flush, so no discontinuity inside the tubes. And a very important feature of MD Profile is that due to its geometry, the design of the mechanical part, it does not create moments or interference with the nearby probes in the chain. We will see this in the next slides. So this is the list of the main features in the new revision of MD Profile, MD Profile 300. Removable pressors, pressors kits available for different tube ID, more robust connector, 360 calibration technology, string repeatability demonstrated with very deep test, and performance in compliance with ISO 18674-3 requirements. But now let's see them in details. So, as I said before, the new model of MD Profile has removable pressors, as is clear in the picture in the screen. You can simply remove the pressor by unscrew them and screw new pressor to reach different tube ID. For example, if you use and you bought MD Profile for, I don't know, inclinometer casing, 60 millimeter internal diameter inclinometer casing. Now you finish your monitor with this MD Profile, and you would like to utilize your MD Profile in a new application where you have different tube. For example, a simple 2 inches tube. Okay, no problem. You can keep your MD Profile, unscrew the 4 pressors, buy from Sisgeo, order from Sisgeo just the 4 pressor, a new kit for the 2 inches tube, and install them. That's it. The job is done. Simple, easy, and fast. Which are the kit available for which diameter are available? The nominal tube internal diameter for the MD Profile are 52 millimeters, 58 millimeters, and 73 millimeters. More simple, the 52 millimeter is the 2 inches tube that Sisgeo proposed for MD Profile. The 58 millimeter internal diameter tube is for the quick lock inclinometer casing proposed by Sisgeo. And we propose for this model of MD Profile 360 also a kit of pressor able to fit inside 73 millimeter internal diameter inclinometer tube, because on the market are available a lot of different brand of inclinometer casing between 72 and 74 millimeter ID. So if you have this kind of tube, no problem again. Just buy your MD Profile with this pressor device kit. Now, again, what's new in MD Profile? Also a new, more robust connector. We have designed it mechanically, but also electrically, a new connector that grant to you the IP68 degrees up to 1 megapascal as default. But if you request to arrive up to 2.0 megapascal, no problem, request to your sales representative, and we can test your MD Profile up to 2.0 megapascal. I would like to underline a very important thing. For Sisgeo, if we declare waterproof up to IP68 degrees of a device, we test one by one our gauges. This is very important because we don't test one sample over 100 devices in the batch. We test all the device that we declare that they are IP68. So you are sure that you will receive a device that is tested up to the waterproofing degrees that you need. Very important in my point of view. Now, for me, what is really important in this MD Profile new model called 360 is the application of the new Calibration Technology 360. We have on our Sisgeo YouTube channel a dedicated video that describes in details what is 360 calibration, which are the features, how it works, in depth for every corner. In the next slide, I will describe what does it mean apply this technology on MD Profile. Sorry, I know that I'm quite everywhere in the last video, but I'm sorry. I'm the person in charge for that. So let's think that we have to apply our MD Profile 360 in a vertical application. We can read the tilting in the channel 1 like this. Okay, look at the label on the probe. This is the channel 1 inclination that you will read. And also for the channel 2. Look at also the sketch of the car. This is useful to better understand how it is placed in the space, the sensor. Huh? Okay, channel 1, channel 2. So channel 1 and channel 2 are the usual channel A and B of the common IPIs. What happens to channel 3? Because we don't have to forget that we are using a MEMS sensor that is a triaxial. MEMS sensor, for how it is built and designed, is not able to read the inclination in a plane where the g acceleration of gravity vector is perpendicular to this plane. So with the MD profile in vertical position, the channel 3 is automatically deactivated. Why? Because if you read the inclination given by the MEMS sensor on channel 3, you will have absolutely random numbers without any sense. So we prefer to deactivate this channel to do not give false information. Let's take a look also at what happens on an horizontal application of MD Profile. Look also at the car that help us to understand the position of the probe. So we have the channel 1 that give to us the inclination in this plane. Okay, that is useful, usually what what we need when we would like, for example, to monitor the settlement under an embankment. We have also on channel 3, okay, the inclination, the rotation on this plane. Usually is not so used, this information, but it's an additional information that we can give. What happens to the channel 2? Channel 2, again, in horizontal application, is the inclination on a plane that is perpendicular to the acceleration of gravity g, so that it is automatically deactivated, again, because if we read the inclination of the MEMS sensor in this position, we will have absolutely void information, random numbers. As usual for Sisgeo, we issue for all our gauges that are calibrated a calibration report. With the 360 calibration technology, we issue 3 calibration reports for each instrument. Why? Because for each channel for each axis of the MEMS sensor, we calibrate separately the sensor. Which accuracy we are able to reach with this MD profile, with this calibration technology. We arrive to have an accuracy better than plus or minus 0.0055% of this full scale across the entire measuring range of 360 degrees. So you can rotate in the space in any position the MD profile, and you will have in any position the same accuracy. This is a great goal that we reach. Remember that Sisgeo provide the calibration reports by default. No one asked for them. We produce and we give them. Some manufacturer, some competitor does not provide calibration report. I think that the calibration report, metrologically speaking, is very important because proof the quality of the device that you have bought for what you spend a lot of money and for what you have to monitor a very important subject. Okay, so please, from my personal experience, you have to ask for the calibration report of all the device that you are buying and using. Don't forget about it. In order to test the good performance of MD Profile, not for the sensor alone, but for the sensor in string, we had a very interesting collaboration with Parma University, that is a technological university in Italy, and we perform one-to-one scale test in their laboratory under repeatability conditions, and the test confirmed that the spatial design of the centering device avoid any unwanted movement on the adjacent instrument connected to the moving gauge. What does it mean? Let's take a look to the sketch on the right side of this place. On the validation test A, or better, the Parma University moved the string of MD Profile like it moves, for example, in a retaining wall or in a diaphragm wall, okay? And in the test validation B, Parma University moves the string like in a landslide. So the bottom part vertical, no movement, the upper part move rigidly, and here we have the shear movement of the landslide. So Parma University proved that the movement of this gauge only don't have any effect on the adjacent instrument. So this sensor and this sensor don't feel the movement of these gauges. Very, very, very important. Oh, now let's say that for me, this is the most important feature of a string of an inclinometer. I mean, if I have an inclinometer with an accuracy of 0.00000000001% of the full scale, but for mechanical reason, when I connect in string the IPIs, I don't have the accuracy, the cumulative accuracy that I request, the sensor is not useful. But with MD Profile, in a string, we are able to reach a repeatability precision test as requested by ISO 18674-3. Again, we have a string repeatability less than 0.5 millimeter on a string of 30 meter of IPIs. I invite you to close your eyes and to imagine how long is a 30-meter chain of instrument and how much is small, 0.5 millimeters, nothing. What is very interesting and important is also that the data from our test are stabilized just 3 hours after the installation. So if you go now at 320 to install your MD Profile chain, at 620 you can take your reference reading because the sensors are stabilized. Very good. These are some tests for the string repeatability that we do. And you can see that the worst curve arrive for a 15-meter chain up to 0.15 millimeter. So very, very, very nice. Okay, I speak a lot of time in this presentation, in this webinar about the ISO 18674-3. For the person that don't know what it is, this is the reference standards, international reference standards for the inclinometers. ISO 18674-3. In these standards, there is a table 2, as you can see, with the requirements of inclinometer measurements. This is the table. On the left, you can see the table coming from the standards. And on the right, you can see that all the performance of our MD profile reach and fit on what the ISO standards requires. So if your customer, the final customer of the object that you have to monitor, asks, but who grant for the performance of MD profile of this IPI that you choose? You can see that there is an ISO standards, and the MD profile fit in all the requirements of the standards. So let's now see a summary of the main feature of the MD profile. Some of them I already speak of during my presentation, and some of them I don't have speak about it. So MD Profile is designed for application in grooveless tube, so you can use both inclinometer casing with the common 4 keyways, but also in the in common tube without any keyways, with the diameter that we saw before. The special joint and the centering device avoid generation of mechanical interference between adjacent gauge. Remember the sketch of the Parma University? No interference if in the chain if one gauge is moving. And again, no twist between segments. Very important. And now let me speak about this. That is my preferred my preferred things about MD Profile. MD Profile saves installation time and offers greater flexibility in changing the system's layout on site. What does it mean? For example, you have a project, you buy your MD Profile chain for a 30-meter installation and in a 2 inches tube. Okay. At site, you buy your MD Profile. MD Profile are in your hand, but for any reason in the site, the drilling company is not able to reach the 30 meter, can arrive only up to 27 or 28 meter, and they are not able to install the 2 inches tube because they don't have, but they are able to install the inclinometer tube with a 60 millimeter internal diameter. No problem at all. No problem at all. You can just install 28 meter of string instead of 30, no problem. And you can order from Sisgeo the different pressor kit that fit in the tube that you have, and you don't have any headache. Just unscrew the pressor, install the new one, insert the MD Profile string in your tube installed, and that's it. No headache at all. I think that the flexibility of MD Profile solution is the best things that you have to take in mind. Again, as I said before, fast data stabilization, 3 hours from installation. Don't forget that we calibrate every axis of our MD Profile, and you receive for free and without pushing us the calibration report. And again, MD Profile as default gives the information, the numbers in degrees, but you also have raw data in G. So you can do your calculation and I don't know, for example, for university or for researchers that would like to read the sensor in G and transform the G in inclination, no problem. You're able to do that because we give clear and polite numbers, no data manipulation. Okay, we speak about how about our MD profile, but how you can read it. You can read it with, of course, all Sisgeo solution. For example, with mine, the portable readout, that is a very light and portable readout working with an app. Here we have the screenshot of the app where the MD profile is installed vertically. The MD profile on channel 1, you can see the inclination of channel 1. On channel 2, the inclination of channel 2. Channel 3 automatically disabled. And here you have the value in G. You can read MD profile strings, of course, also with our wireless data logging solution, the log, and you can read up to 40 MD profile if you would like to read all the channels 1, 2, and 3. But as useful in common vertical or horizontal installation, you just would like to read 2 channels, for example, channel 1 and 2 or channel 1 and 3. So you are able to read up to 50 MD profile gauges. Of course, with our Omnilog, you can read MD profile and a large number of MD profile. You can read up to 4 different strings of MD profile, and the total number of MD profile can arrive up to 247 gauges. But if you don't want to use Sisgeo data logging solution, don't worry, because in our website we have in all digital gauges the Modbus protocol manual, so you can download it and utilize it to program your Modbus bus. For example, a Campbell scientific device. Now, let's see some sketch of application of MD profile. MD profile string can be installed under embankment for measure the settlement during the construction or the life or of the embankment. You can install the MD profile for monitoring the deformation in deep excavation in the concrete or just nearby the concrete in this diaphragm wall, for example. You can also monitor the performance of a retaining wall, installing the string in the wall or just behind the ground near the retaining wall. Oh, this is my favorite. In tunneling, MD profile is fantastic. You can install the string before the arriving of the TBM machine, and you can monitor which is the influence of the arriving of the TBM and the excavation of the TBM in the surrounding area where the MD profile string is installed. And also in landslide, you know that inclinometers is the queen of the instruments in landslide. You can have an automatic monitoring of the inclinometer casing with MD profile. So thank you for reaching us in this presentation. I hope that everything is clear, and that's it. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Don't forget to put your question in the question box.
And if the chat box is deactivated, you can still send us emails. We are always reachable.
Yes. So, Julian, we can stop it. What do you think? Okay. Goodbye
Exactly.
to everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.